Teebs and KidPhoenix podcast is now partnered with Dubby Energy. Dubby is an energy drink powder that is different from the energy providers of the past, using all natural energy from ripe coffee cherries to provide natural energy with no sugar, no calories, no artificial coloring, and no maltodextrin. Each serving of Dubby contains about 2 cups of coffee worth of caffeine, but since Dubby's formula is sugar-free, you get energy and focus without those anxious, jittery, or wired feelings. Just mix 1 rounded scoop with 8 ounces of water and you're good to go. Unlike energy in a can, you have the ability to control how much goes in. Want to take it a little easier? Drop in a little less powder. You're in control. Listeners to our podcast can receive 10% off their order by using promo code Teebs at checkout. Try any one of Dubby's 15 unique flavors, including cherry blossom or Japanese soda today, and experience the difference.
Oh, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. The street life used to be on. Straight up hustling till the break of dawn. Taught me how to do wrong right. Everything inside.
Okay, Teebs, it's official. It is now. We're recording this on Monday, March 16th, and season's over. Award season, I'm referring to. Award season is over. The Golden Globe, the Screen Actors Guild, the Oscars, the Emmys, like that's all. We're all done. We're all done, and it's on until next year.
Maybe it is.
Did I forget an award show? Like we did the Grammys already. I'm not well versed in theater to really have one opinion or the other about the Tonys, so you know.
Right. I don't have right. I mean the Tonys. Okay. So fine. Award season is over. What are you getting at? What are we talking about?
I'm getting at this. This is our. Don't believe we've ever done one of these before, but it's like half
That can't be
Oscars
possible.
recap. I don't think we have. Like we've always wanted to, but never got there. So it's like half Oscars recap, and then Teebs had a nice little thought exercise with the question, do the Oscars still matter? And I thought that was fascinating to get into, especially the day after the Oscars have concluded. Anything real quick? Anything shock you last night? Were there any surprises for you?
Not really. No, nothing. It was pretty
chalk.
The one thing that I was shocked by is Emma Stone not winning again.
Right, for Begonia, that's right. It almost seems like if Emma Stone is in a category, like it's just foregone conclusion. If there was one kind of shock for me, it would have been Autumn Durald Arkhipov winning for Best Cinematography, just because the lead up to the Oscars, and most people thought that it was going to be the cinematographer for one battle after another, but Autumn took it down, and happy for that. I believe she became the first woman to win an Oscar for cinematography, so that's something.
I can't believe you're out here deceiving these people, making
What?
them think they actually know what cinematography is. Like, be for real.
You know what cinematography is,
I
so
know
I'll
what
defer to.
cinematography is.
Okay,
You have no idea.
So go ahead and explain to the people what cinematography is, because I'm pretty sure I know what it is. It's like just the overall coming together of the film.
No.
Like how it's how.
Yes, how it's shot, the look of it, what you're doing with the cameras, how you're moving the cameras. Basically, the cinematographer is in charge of the cameras. The director says, hey, I want to shoot this. I want it to feel like this. I want it to be kind of grain. I want all these things. And it's up to the cinematographer to sit down and figure out how to make that shit happen.
So the director
says, I want this to have a hazy mid-morning fog kind of feel, but we're in the desert and it's dry as shit out here. I don't care. Make it happen.
It's foggy.
That's the cinematographer. The person making it happen is the cinematographer.
We're in a desert scene, but I need it to look like it is 6 a.m. on a Friday morning in New York City.
Exactly.
One battle after another obviously took home a lot of Oscars, Best Director
Hard.
PTA, Best Picture. We have discussed this before on the pod, I believe, definitely over the phone, but neither of us have seen One Battle all the way through.
I have not, no.
So I don't think we can comment on the movie itself, but Paul Thomas Anderson, we have lots of history with. You more than me because you're the film bro of this podcast. So your thoughts about PTA getting his first as a director. He also won adapted screenplay, so there's that too.
Yeah, adapted screenplay is the token. Oh, he won adapted screenplay last night. You're right.
Yeah.
So here's what I think. I think it was Pete. I think it was his turn. Basically, that's all I can say. It was his turn.
I'm trying to think what was the movie that he did that was kind of like the flow was interrupted by I believe the Coen brothers. I think it was. We were talking about this earlier.
So There Would Be Blood is probably his best movie, or the movie he should have won an Oscar for. Unfortunately, the Coens released No Country for Old Men the same year. And that year it was the Coens.
See, this is where my film bro-ness kind of like comes out, and I don't know anything about anything because I thought the Coens won for Oh Brother, Where Art Thou back in the day.
No, they didn't win for Oh Brother. They didn't win Best Picture for Oh Brother or Best Director for Oh Brother.
Okay. I guess the big news from, the culture standpoint, Michael B. Jordan, Best Actor for Sinners, Ryan Coogler, Best Original Screenplay for Sinners. It also won Best Cinematography, as I mentioned, as well as Best Score, which I didn't think it was gonna take that down, but I'm glad.
What are you saying about what are you saying? Why wouldn't
Well,
it win?
I'm just saying, it's uh, you look down the score category, and I mean they weren't like heavy hitters or anything like that, but I just didn't know if Sinners was going to get that.
Okay, all right.
That's just personal. It's just personal belief. I don't know. I don't know what else to say for that. Do you have anything for K-pop Demon Hunters winning Best Original Song? Any thoughts whatsoever?
No thoughts whatsoever.
None, zero.
No thoughts.
I'm not even asking if you've seen K-pop Demon Hunters because I'm pretty sure the answer is no.
Look at my face. Is this the face of a person that has seen K-pop Demon Hunters?
Regarding
is this the face of a person who has seen K-pop?
Listens to it, watches it, is in that scene whatsoever. No, you do not look like that.
Listen.
Go ahead.
The first time I heard about K-pop, I thought it was a new breakfast cereal. I thought they had made Special K into a pop form, and I was very excited to try it. But that's not what it is.
No, K-pop is what happens when you combine Special K with corn pops. That's what it is.
That's what I thought it was, but that's not it.
That is not it. That is not it. That is the animated feature film on Netflix that took the internet by storm for a couple months.
I'm aware.
Last thing about the Oscars, and we'll just get into the prompt. Timothée Chalamet went home completely empty-handed, like nothing from Marty Supreme. Any thoughts about that other than maybe it just wasn't his turn?
It wasn't. It's too soon.
It's too soon.
There's no Chalamet's going to get an Oscar. It's going to happen. Okay,
Chalamet's going to get his, and it's going to come from like Dune 3 or something.
It was Michael B. Jordan's turn.
It was Michael B. Jordan's turn. It really was. Like DiCaprio had his.
Got one.
He's got one.
Really need another one. I mean, if he probably is gonna get another one in his career, and that's fine.
Ethan Hawke has one.
Right.
Ethan Hawke has one in a supporting role, not in a lead. Like, that's honestly, he should still be thanking Denzel Washington because he got a supporting actor Oscar for Denzel beating the shit out of him for 2 hours.
I didn't know he got a supporting Oscar for that.
I mean, we can check the tapes later, but I'm pretty sure he did.
I think you're probably right, but
yeah, how about that? You get Denzel beats the shit out of you for 2 hours. You get an Oscar for supporting. I'd sign up for that. All right, let's get into the prompt a little bit. Unless you have any final thoughts about this year's Oscars. Like, how did you watch? Let's just start there.
I kind of watched.
You just watched for the important awards that you wanted to see, and like you were tuned out after that.
Well, I was barbecuing a chicken at the time, so I wasn't 100% focused, but I caught some of it.
Now was this chicken like straight up in the oven, on the grill,
No, it was on the
spatchcocked?
grill.
What are we talking?
Yeah, spatchcocked on the grill. You know how I
Nice.
do.
I know how you roll, yes. This is an interesting thought experiment because, again, we're recording the day after the Oscars, and Teebs brought up an interesting question that I never really thought about. Why do the Oscars matter, or do the Oscars still matter?
Do the Oscars matter anymore is my question. Like, I mean, to people like you and me who are ostensibly pop culture tastemakers.
Professional pop culture shit talkers. That's what we are.
Yeah, they mean a lot to us, but to the average person, I mean, I don't know if they mean as much as they meant even a few years ago, you know? Like,
I think if
what are the last, like, name the last 4 best picture, like, name the last 5 best picture winners. Like
I know
like
La La Land is in there.
like, okay, The
One
Brutalist
Battle is in there.
The
Hold
Brutalist,
on.
which I didn't okay.
See, you said The Brutalist. I was gonna cook for a little bit. Is Moonlight in the last 5?
I don't think it's in the last 5, I think it's late I think it's later or earlier than that.
Okay, those are the
But it's
3
like
latest ones I can remember.
Anora, The Brutalist, and I did not watch that entire movie because it was brutal.
It's in many ways because of the title, and I believe it's like 4 hours long.
It's long. You saw that in the theater, so all the
Yes,
other
I
film
did.
brothers are very proud of you for that one.
Hey, man, I did The Brutalist and Oppenheimer, which I also think was a Best Picture, Joan, wasn't it?
Oppenheimer won the Best Picture.
Oppenheimer, a movie that was maybe like 90 minutes too long. It's like, okay, the bomb dropped. I look at my watch, like, wait, we still have 75 minutes left to go. What else is there to talk about? But okay, continue.
Um,
But yeah, it's not like the 90s that I remember when like Spike Lee and Tarantino were all like running around chasing awards, like old school Scorsese, Spielberg. Famously, Spielberg lost to Shakespeare in Love when Saving Private Ryan absolutely should have won the Oscar that year. And that's kind of why I like tuned out of it because
should it
like
have?
I've okay. I watched Shakespeare in Love. We were working at the Ritz 5 when Shakespeare in Love came out. You're telling me that Shakespeare in Love was better than Saving Private Ryan. You're telling me
Oh,
that
no,
on this podcast right now.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying surely in 19 that's 98, right?
It's 97, 98, yeah.
Surely there was
There's
something else that deserved to be.
there's plenty of atrocity. There's the Pulp Fiction over losing to Forrest Gump that's infamously noted. And I just kind of tuned out after a while because it just felt like a big old popularity contest. That's why I'm like, do the Oscars really matter? But then also when thinking about it, like I couldn't think of a reason really why they don't matter. So I might defer to you on that one.
As we've talked about on this podcast, like the mid-level movie is just gone. Like there's not really any mid-level movies anymore. Like there's no I'm trying to think.
Movies that are good but not Oscars good.
I'm trying to think what the NBA comparison would be. There's no Chris Middleton as far as films go.
There's no Chris Middleton. There's no DeMar DeRozan. He just lives in the mid-range.
There's just nobody. There's no room for movies that aren't super duper big. And that's where that's where most of your Oscar movies live. Your Oscar movies are movies that are like, you know, kind of more leaning towards the art side, kinda leaning towards the more depth side, and all of that stuff is being made into TV shows.
Yeah.
Most of that stuff is going on to TV. So, like, one battle after another might actually work better as a 3-episode limited series, and I might
You
try to
think
watch it
so?
that way. I might try to watch it that way.
I'll watch it and I'll tell you where the natural breaks would probably
Mhm.
come. But I hear you when you're saying like just to continue your basketball analogy, like you have the Oscars, like the long distance stuff, but then it's the rest of it is like layups, stuff that's guaranteed to make money. That's kind of all it is now, and I kind of agree with you on that.
Not just no, not layups, dunks. They only care about super duper high profile stuff that goes into the movie theaters. Horror movies, which, make money, which generate ROI, and, like, that's it.
I think horror kind of lives in the mid range now.
If the entire mid-level is just horror movies now, everything else is just super spectacle or family movies, they're all just movies that are meant to make money, and it's not really about the art anymore, at least at the movie theater. It's not that it's not about the art, but it's not entirely about the art. And, like, most of the Oscar movies are jammed into November through December, and very few people get to see them. I mean, One Battle was in theaters for, like, 2 seconds. Sinners was in the movie theater for a while, but that's just because some people, and I'm not gonna name any names, but some people just kept watching that thing and saving the goddamn cinemas and saving movies as we know it. Thanks. You're welcome, America. Yet another thing saved by black people.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Ease back on the throttle. Like, listen, I'm not. I am guilty of that also. I may have paid to see Sinners 6 times, and I may or may not have purchased the Blu-ray. I cannot confirm nor deny that.
I myself bought tickets for Sinners and then did not go see that. I just bought tickets. That's fine
You're just bumping the numbers up.
for the culture.
You're stat padding for the culture. That's
For the
nice.
culture.
It's very nice of you. I like I hear what you're saying at with like horror movies in the mid range, but there are a couple of other genres that kind of live there too now. I mean, comedy to an extent, but they don't really make comedies the way they used to. And then rom coms like forever live in that genre.
Mhm.
But like the big dramatic stuff, like, your period pieces, like your Hamnet, like your Frankenstein, like
Like,
your
yeah,
Sinners.
if I have a movie or if I have a concept that's gonna work, that I really think would be like a great dramatic piece about something important or about something that I felt was really, really okay, here's the thing.
You mean your untitled Boys in the Hood prequel?
Right. Here's the thing. Ask yourself this. If
Okay.
PTA didn't make if PTA didn't make One Battle, does it even come out? Is it in theaters? No, it's not.
Probably not. So that's gonna lead me to a point when I get there, but continue.
Uh, no, that's so like, is it about the movies anymore, or is it about the edifice of the entertainment industry? And number two, like, is that a problem?
And this is not to say that we don't enjoy those like Oscar worthy films. Like we're going to see the stuff that we're interested in. Like again, we both saw Oppenheimer, we both saw Sinners. I have seen One Battle in bits and pieces, but not like complete from start to finish. I am working on that. But that's not to say that we're immune to those movies. It's just the simple fact that when it comes to the Oscars, there's a certain type of movie that just like it's just always theirs. It's like I've seen Spielberg Oscar type films. I've seen Scorsese type Oscar films. I've seen PTA style Oscar films. It's like, what's different about this one? I could say this. I could say the same thing about Christopher Nolan, and then I'm pretty sure that Christopher Nolan is going to sweep every freaking Oscar next year with The Odyssey. Like, I've seen Christopher Nolan shtick already. Like, what new are you bringing to the table? Like, am I supposed to be incredibly impressed because you're doing this period piece based on the Iliad and the Odyssey, two books that I haven't read in like 30 years?
Actually, just the Odyssey, not the Iliad. Is watch Brad Pitt in the Iliad in Troy, and then you can watch this as the sequel.
That's a great plan. I'm going to do that.
Wow, 9 Oscars. Shakespeare in Love won.
Oh, that was 99? Jesus.
Elizabeth, that's a better movie.
That's a better movie.
Life is Beautiful, not a better movie. Not a worse movie, to be sure. Saving Private Ryan is a better movie, but I think The Thin Red Line should have won.
I might be with you on that. But that goes to the whole thing. It's just like, okay, it's Spielberg, and he's in the category.
A lot of war.
A lot of war in 99.
99 was nothing. 99 was all about Shakespearean era and war.
So 99 was about three things: the Shakespearean era, war with old stories about World War II, and humans warring with machines. That's the theme of 99, apparently.
Well, not in the no, that would have been 2000.
The Matrix was 99.
Yes, but since the Oscars for 99 are for movies from 98,
right? Okay, that's true.
Included.
Let me ask you this about like this point here, because I was kind of alluding to it. Like, if there are certain names in certain like Oscar nominated like pictures, what is there to say about like the foregone conclusion, right? It's like, oh, damn it, Leo's in this category, I may not as well show up to the Oscars. Or like Spielberg is in this category, I may as well just like
that was the shocking
stay
thing.
at home.
I thought Leo was probably going to get it, and I was fully prepared for that to happen.
You and me both.
But again,
sometimes it's about whose turn it is and like the momentum they have.
Well, honestly, what I feel like happened last night is they wanted to acknowledge Sinners in some way, and that Best Actor Oscar, I think maybe they felt was fine if we're not going to give it picture or director or acknowledge it in any other kind of way.
So the Academy threw Sinners and The Culture a bone with the Best Actor Oscar.
Like I said, I think One Battle was a foregone conclusion. Once
for picture and director.
I think, listen, if there was no Sinners, I think probably Leo wins.
Benicio wins.
Yeah, and that movie like just wrecks everything.
Mm-hmm.
I still think there's a little bit of bias about Sinners not being like a quote unquote Oscar movie.
Really?
Maybe a little.
So
although that's becoming less and less of an issue these days, and that's fine.
See, that's another thing I wanted to ask you. Like, how does last night change the Oscars? Maybe Sinners winning does make it matter a little bit more, because you have a horror movie getting this kind of like accolade. You're a big horror guy. Like, could this change how maybe the Academy thinks about like what is Oscar worthy?
The Academy doesn't typically acknowledge genre pictures. It just doesn't. So it sucks. It's something that I wish the Academy would consider more of. Like, I'm looking at the Oscars for 1972.
Okay, Teebs is going way back. Teebs saw all these pictures in the late 80s, early 90s, when his film bro-ness was coming of age.
Wow,
he was really getting in on the stuff from the 70s.
Foreign language film.
Foreign language film. I was gonna say, are you about to get poetic on foreign language now?
Am I in the wrong year? I think I'm in the wrong year. Hold on, let me.
So you want movies that came out in 71?
I think I want movies that came out in 72 or 73, but let me Okay, I'm in the right year now.
All right, now you're in the right year.
I'm in the right year. So Best Picture, A Touch of Class, which is a movie I'm not familiar with, Cries and Whispers, which is an Ingmar Bergman, but it's like it's a mid Ingmar Bergman. American Graffiti,
What category are you in?
Best
Or,
Picture. American
oh,
Graffiti is fine, but it ain't better than The Exorcist, and The Sting wins it
yeah.
all. But The Sting is a movie with a capital A. You know what I mean? Like, you've got Paul Newman and Robert Redford. You're done. Just
Yeah,
sit
you're
down.
done. Forget it.
Everybody else sit down.
Just everybody just pack it in, just like nobody even show up. I think for me, like when I was thinking about this, I was just like,
But again,
do the
The
yeah,
Exorcist won the screenplay Oscar.
throwing a bone for the
Throw
genre
him a
picture.
bone.
Okay. I think that's what it comes down for me. Like,
Wait a minute. Wait a
what?
minute.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Okay. I'm
Wait a
waiting.
minute.
I'm waiting. Are you still in the same Oscars?
I'm in the same Oscars. Tatum O'Neal beat out Linda Blair for Best Supporting Actress. I need a time machine so I can retroactively slap people in the face. That's ridiculous. Listen, I love Paper Moon, but Linda Blair is that whole movie. Come on, what are we doing?
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
upset for shit that happened 50 years ago.
Okay, so you're officially making our friend, former Video Library alum Jen Plush very upset because you're tarnishing one of their favorite movies of all time. They put it on the
Listen,
movie the store all the time.
listen, Jen, I love you, but Tatum O'Neal in Paper Moon ain't better than Linda Blair in The Exorcist. You know it, I know it, and the American people know it. So
Wow. Teebs, you do realize I'm clipping this and I'm sending it directly to Jen
you do
Plush.
what you got to do. You do what you have to do.
I think
You know, Tatum O'Neal in Paper Moon is a
she's
great performance. Linda Blair in The Exorcist is literally iconic. Like, literally.
wow. Would you like to say anything else about Tatum O'Neal?
Listen, Paper Moon is objectively a great movie. It's a fantastic movie.
Tatum
Everyone
O'Neal
should
is
watch Paper
chilling
Moon. It's great.
is chilling in her California residence at
Right.
age 62, and all of a sudden she feels this like warmth on her skin, and she's just like, why am I catching strays? What the hell did I do?
Yeah, that's the point. She's in her house. Linda Blair's at the fucking horror convention getting photos with me throwing up on me. That's what I'm talking about. That's the
Wait, do you
difference
really
here.
have that picture?
I don't, but
Okay, I was
I
about to
wish I
say.
did, but I don't.
So can I tell you something
But
about like my personal go ahead.
but the whole thing that started this was genre bias. And I think that's a pretty big example of genre bias because there's no effing way, shape, or form that's a better
So
performance than Linda Blair.
you're talking about genre bias, and like
Yeah.
honestly, I thought, like so many others, I thought that 2009 Oscars, right, for movies made in 2008, I thought that we would be done with that. I thought there would be like this epiphany, and it just, but again, to your point, it was probably the like throwing of the bone thing with Heath Ledger winning for, I think that was supporting.
Yeah, Heath
Yeah, it was
Ledger
supporting.
won for Best Supporting Actor. No, I don't think it was a bone. I think it was, again, it was an undeniable performance.
Okay. How about this example then? Like, I'll give you one more example of like how like I thought like bias would no longer be a thing, and I want to take you back to the 76th Academy Awards. This is 2004. Maybe this is a better parallel, but Peter Jackson winning for Return of the King, maybe that I thought was going to be the like signifier that just like, hey, when it comes to like Oscars, like Hollywood has no bias anymore.
No, that's not what
No?
happened.
Okay.
I don't think that's what happened. So Return of the King comes out in 2003, so I gotta look at the 2004 Oscars, right?
I have it up right now. So Lord of the Rings wins Best Picture over Lost in Translation, Master and Commander, Mystic River, and Seabiscuit.
That's not a strong field. Like, Master and Commander is good. Lost in Translation is good, but it ain't a Best Picture.
Mystic River, we don't need to talk about because it's Clint Eastwood.
Mystic River is fine. Yeah, Return of the King is like leaps and bounds, like more
Okay.
better. Like it's
So
like
this
kind of
is
not even close.
so this is a
If we
different
want to go
case
back to
because Lord of the Rings was just so far and beyond anything better in those categories.
no, it's because they knew they had 3 movies to choose from. That's the point.
Okay, all right. I think that's where the Oscars always kind of fell flat for me. It's just like
Okay, because
you
seriously, this is 2022. This is 2020. This is 2003 Oscars. Here's the movies: The Pianist, Lord of the Rings, Two Towers.
hey, children's podcast. Sorry.
The Pianist, The Pianist,
There you
Two
go.
Towers, The Hours, Gangs of New York, and Chicago. With the possible exception of Gangs of New York, maybe none of these movies is better than Two Towers, objectively. Chicago certainly isn't. When was the last time
No.
you were like, oh my God, let me pop on Chicago? I don't think anyone has watched that movie since 2003. Are you kidding me?
Come on. I'm sure Renee Zellweger has fired it up once or twice.
No one has watched it. Not one person.
And listen, we can't talk about The Pianist. Like we can't because Roman.
There's a lot of issues with the P. There's a lot.
There's so many. The tops of the list being Roman Polanski.
It's Roman Polanski and Adrian Brody in a brutal like tag team.
Okay. All right. We need to move on. We need to move on from that idea before we go too far down those tracks.
And again, okay, so like seriously, like, okay, this is 2002. Here's the Best Picture nominees: Moulin Rouge, which is cute, but I don't know if it's Best Picture.
Cute. Fellowship
It's
in
a
the
good
bedroom.
movie. It's fine. I don't know that it's Best Picture. I don't know that In the Bedroom I've not seen. Gosford Park is fine. Actually, Gosford Park is really strong. A Beautiful Mind won. Gosford Park is better than A Beautiful Mind, I think.
I would probably agree, having seen both.
Is Gosford Park better than Fellowship? Probably.
Probably not.
But it didn't win. A Beautiful Mind won. So here's the thing. 2 of these Lord of the Rings movies, and they were phenomenal achievements when they came out, and everybody knew it. But the Academy still took them 2 tries to finally say, all right, we give up. They're just too good. We'll give you the Oscar.
And I think I was alluding to this. Like, I think that's kind of where the Oscars always fell flat for me. It's just like they're awards for movies that like I don't necessarily watch. They're not like my first or second choice, right? I go to the movie
I was
theater.
wondering when we would get around to this.
Okay, all right, fine, we'll do it now. I go to the movie theater, right? I
Mhm.
go there and it's a nice traditional movie theater where like I actually have to go to the concession stand for my popcorn and my hot dog and my soda. I don't have anything brought to me. And like this year, for example, both One Battle and Sinners were probably on the marquee at one point, and I'm just like, PTA, whatever. But shit, I need to see this. I got to see this new Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan horror joint. I got to see that. Like the Oscars they're awards for movies that I don't watch. Like I'm sorry, I hate to break it down so simply and sound so crassly, but like that's just how it is.
And like
Like
that's okay.
PTA wasn't my jam. The Coen brothers, not my jam.
Right, but here's the thing. PTA did make Boogie Nights.
He did make Boogie Nights, which I love.
Coen brothers did make The Big Lebowski,
which I also love.
It's not that you don't. It's just that they are making a very singular type of auteur-driven movie. And that's what the Academy eats that shit up.
Yeah.
Now, back in the day, like in the 50s and 60s, not so much. They gave Best Picture Oscars to the movies that were the best movies. You know, or the movies that were like, how do I explain it?
Like films with a capital F.
No, that's not what I mean. Like in the 50s and 60s, it feels like the Oscars was more like, this movie that we have made Best Picture exemplifies the very best of what we, the Hollywood community, are capable of producing.
Okay.
Like Ben-Hur, like like gigantic spectacles that are like movies that like with a capital M movies.
Mm.
That shit changed in the 70s when auteur stuff started to take over, and it has remained pretty that way pretty much until this day. And maybe if Sinners had won, would signal a sea change in this kind of thinking. But because PTA won, it says, okay, no, the Oscars is still about the auteur, arts for art's sake dude over the best story about what is possible in Hollywood, or do you know what I mean? Like the story,
I hear what you're saying.
In the 60s, the story of Sinners, the story of how the movie got made, everything that had to come together because of virtue of that, I feel like that would have won then. But now it's just like, okay, whatever. See, that's what makes 2009, I think, which is the year that we were talking about, which was like an auteur smackdown.
So movies that came out in 2008.
I think it's
so 2000. So the 2009 Oscars for movies made in 2008.
No, the year before this,
Slumdog.
2008. It's 2008. I think it's 2008. Let me get back.
So No Country, Atonement, Juno, Michael Clayton, There Will Be Blood.
Right. I got to get into best director.
That's a hefty category right there. I will say that.
Right. So the Coens versus PTA, Tony Gilroy is in there.
Tony Gilroy. Shout out Tony Gilroy.
Shout out Tony Gilroy. But yeah, it was really No Country. It was really two auteurs duking it out, and the Coens won because the Coens were more established. And No Country is a phenomenal movie. Is it better than There Will Be Blood? I don't think it's better. Like I was saying before when I was talking to you on the phone, I just think No Country is an easier movie to throw your arms around. It's an easier movie to get behind. There Will Be Blood has a despicable main character, and it's very hard to get behind it, but it's a fantastic movie.
So we kind of discussed like why I guess more Teebs feels that the Oscars don't matter. Like I do have some thoughts about like why I feel like the Oscars still do kind of matter. And I've broken it down into like 3 categories, right? See what I did there? Nice. So for the actors, right, there is some kind of personal accolade attached with having Oscar nominated or Oscar winner on like a movie poster. Like there's something for that. There's also there's a monetary component as well. I looked this up. According to the internet, there's an average salary increase by about 20% for Oscar winners.
Yeah, you can't just like in order to get an Oscar winner, there's a salary bump. Like he's in a different, like Michael B. Jordan, and I think this is probably important, is now in a different level. They have said, okay, we acknowledge that you are now at this level in your in your filmmaking career, in your career as a movie star, in your career as a person who is responsible for making and producing movies. We think that you are now this level. And rightly so, because he was largely he was instrumental in making that movie happen.
For directors, it's kind of the same, like, personal accolade. There's something to be said about, like, Oscar-nominated, Oscar-winning director, and
I
then
don't think best director
no?
means as best picture.
Okay.
Um, I could be wrong, and I'm often wrong, and I don't need you to
Not
tell.
not as often as you think.
But I think even though the statue doesn't go to the director unless he was also a producer, I think it is more prestigious to be the director of Best Picture than it is to be Best Director.
Okay, that makes sense. So, like, let's say Ryan Coogler won last night, but One Battle won Best Picture. Like I'm trying to
It
word
would
this
feel
correctly.
like
Like,
win, right? It would feel like, well, they gave him Best Director, but that's not really acknowledging everything that had to go into the movie. You know what I
okay,
mean?
okay, that's fair. What do you think about the idea that I had that, like, if you're an Oscar winner, specifically winner, I don't know if nominees would have this kind of like juice, but the quote unquote power to kind of be picky about what projects you do.
You should be picky about the kind of projects you do. You don't have to take like again, if you get an Oscar, people are coming to you.
Right.
You don't have to
You
like
don't you don't have to be Samuel L. Jackson out here.
well, first of all, why is Samuel L. Jackson catching shots? My man's in his 70s, still working
Samuel L.
hard. Like,
Jackson is the hardest working actor in cinema history. And it's a little bit annoying to me that he's never has he gotten close to an Oscar ever?
I don't remember if he was nominated for supporting for Pulp.
He was nominated for Pulp Fiction. And then he got the honorary Academy Award in 2021, which I don't know if that counts.
Honorary counts. It's, I think, more important than a regular Best Actor Oscar.
Okay. This is like a lifetime achievement. Hey, you've been working hard. This is to acknowledge that fact.
That's like the Academy saying, "Look, we we don't know if you're gonna if we're gonna give you be able to give you one of these in a proper category, but we just
Mm.
want to acknowledge all the shit that you've done. Like, we get it. Like, you're out here. We see you out here."
Side note, I'm still kind of upset. Again, I've seen Pulp Fiction. I've seen Ed Wood. I still don't think Martin Landau should have won for Ed Wood. That's all I'm going to say.
Again, Martin Landau this is his last chance to get an Oscar. He's gonna die. Let's get the
Uh,
man a statue.
and then the last thing I'll say is like the studios, like, does that increase their rep in any way because they have like an Oscar winning Best Picture or like something like that?
It depends on the studio. Like, Netflix really, really, really wanted that Best Picture Oscar the year that the first movie they made won it, because it
What
brought
year was that?
legitimacy to their enterprise. I don't really know if any of these newfangled studios with these hedge fund guys in the front office really gives an ass about.
Well, yeah, because that's again to our point. Like all after all these years, like this is why you don't put businessmen in charge of like media.
like think about this. I think One Battle was a Warner Brothers movie.
I'll check the tapes while you kind of vamp a little bit. I think it was. Let me check. That was Warner Brothers. Yes, One Battle was Warner, and I think Sinners was Warner too, wasn't it?
So your homie Zaslav didn't even like want to keep it in theaters.
Yeah, Sinners and One Battle were both Warner Brothers. Holy shit,
Oh,
Zaslav!
fucking Zaslav.
Jesus
Fucking
Christ!
stumbling into success. And
Oh
he's
my
gonna get an
god!
enormous payday either way in
He's
this
gonna
deal.
get an enormous payday and severance, and he's just gonna
Fucking
walk away.
guys.
That douche. But yeah, both. I can't remember the last time Paramount got anything Oscar wise. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure New Line hasn't gotten anything since Return of the King. I haven't heard hide nor hair of New Line films.
New Line is Warner.
20th Century, Avatar, but they're getting all the
Disney.
visual stuff. Disney's getting all the animated stuff, but like I don't remember 20th Century like studios, like anything that's not animated in any capacity getting an Oscar. I can't remember the last time that happened. So I feel like it's just Warner's and the independents just racking them up, which is, to your point, is going to be interesting to see like what Netflix, for example, is going to be pumping out the next couple of years.
Again, Netflix really wanted that one Oscar to give them legitimacy. I don't know that Oscars really and critical success is something that they're really concerned about. I think they're just concerned mainly about whether or not it's cake. I think that's their main concern.
Last question. I'll leave it with this. Obviously, there's the Oscar season, and like for whatever reason, this is just my personal feeling. For me, I kind of prioritize, or like I prefer the Golden Globes a little bit better than the Oscars. Does that make sense?
Why?
I think just because I think the Golden Globes recognize more movies that maybe I have seen. I just think there's a wide range, and then obviously there's the TV element in there too. So I like to see what's going on there, who's winning there. I just feel like the Golden Globes is kind of where I live now. It's like Oscars, whatever. But like Golden Globes is the one that I'll like actually like sit down and like watch from like start to finish.
Well, the structure of the Golden Globes is a little bit different.
Because that's the Hollywood Foreign Press.
Yeah, but also they specifically recognize comedy, drama, and so on and so forth.
Right, because their best motion picture for drama was Frankenstein. And maybe it's different because they kind of like space things out a little bit better. There's a category for best picture drama, one for musical comedy, one for animated. So like there's way more like there's way genre pictures for like things that I have seen.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of where I live with like Golden Globes vis-a-vis Oscars. Like I think that's kind of where I am now. That's not me delegitimizing the Oscars in any way. Like an Oscar is still like the highest of the high you can achieve as an actor. I will never win one in my life, so I'm not going to shit on anybody else that has won one or wants to win one. I don't have any other final thoughts outside of that.
So I don't know. If you enjoy the Oscars, by all means, you have fun and you watch those and you enjoy yourself. I just don't know
And your Oscar
how.
pools.
Does it have to do people do that anymore? I just don't know
I don't
how
know. Some friends of mine, like they had a whole Oscar party. They had like a whole like red carpet leading up to the person's house. Some people really get into this.
It's a little silly.
It's a little silly, but like again, I'm not going to yuck anybody's yums. If that's how you want to have fun, that's how you have fun. You know how other people have fun by listening, downloading, and subscribing to this podcast. You can do so on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you download, listen to podcasts. We're on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, full video episodes on YouTube after every week. So yeah, and everything's kicking. Again, want to thank everybody that's been getting the numbers up on the YouTube shorts. The Resident Evil shorts did really well this week, apparently.
Nice.
People were very much in agreement with you that the first showing of the dogs in the OG Resident Evil 1, a lot of nightmares and such.
Yes, definitely.
There was a little bit of argument, like, how could we leave out the giant snake? And we're just like, listen, there's only so many animals we can get to.
The snake is whatever. The snake is the snake.
All right. Well, we'll be discussing other harm to animals in future shows, but for now, we're gonna get out of here. Again, enjoy the Oscars. Watch some of these movies. Like, don't be like me. Like, broaden your horizons a little bit and like do so as early as you can. Like, don't wait until you're like my age when you're like 45 and you're just like, shit, I really need to get down on like, you know, Tarantino. I've never seen Reservoir Dogs and I'm almost 50 years old. Don't be that guy. Like,
don't be that guy.
We're out of here. Talk to everybody next week.
Later.